Hey, David Stringer here, English major golfer, and welcome to the Waterford Challenge. So, a couple of months ago, we had some interesting comments on one of our posts about the first hole and how it was pretty, I don't know, what did he say, like corporate parkish? After all the mom jokes we went through, we decided that maybe our fan just didn't understand how awesome the risk reward is of the design of the first hole. So what we thought we'd do is we'd go from each tee box and hit a risky shot, and then we'd hit a safe shot. And then we get to really explore the different ways to play the first hole and get your round started right here at Waterford. Behind me is what makes this hole such a challenge. It is all sloping downhill towards these trees behind the camera. And so if you really get a hold of it, it's gonna bounce and it's gonna roll and it's gonna keep rolling towards these trees. So you've really gotta aim towards getting it right in front of the 150-yard marker. And if you can hit it with the right trajectory, it'll bounce towards the green and give you another 10 to 15, sometimes 20 yards of rollout. All right, here we go. We're going to start on the black tees here on the first hole. And on the card, it measures 414 yards. Mostly that's because of the curve around towards the hole. It's a dog leg right. So the risk reward here is that 150-yard marker in the fairway is only about 225. So with the carry, if you carry the ball along, even driver might be a little risky from this back tee. So I'm going to hit my 3-wood as a safe shot, and then I'm going to hit my driver as the risky shot. And the risky shot is a fade around this corner and keeping it right of that 150-yard marker, hit that speed slot, and see if we can get towards the green. So let's see how I do. The contact was a little low on the face, and I was safely in the fairway. With driver, I am aiming on the right side of the left trees. This particular one, I nailed it pretty good, and it was a little deep. Still a good angle into the green. Okay, so now we're at the blue tees, and that 150-yard marker is even a little closer. So it's actually only 200 yards from us in the middle of the fairway, and that's only 150 out from the green. So that means that our safe shot is somewhere in front of that 150-yard marker, and we only need to hit it about 180 to 200 yards. Remember, the slope of this fairway will propel the ball forward another 20, 30 yards. So I'm going to hit a safe shot with my 5-iron, and then I'm going to be really risky, and I'm going to try to take that curve around the corner and hit my driver and see how close we can get to that speed slot and push it on through towards the green. So here we go. This shot was muscle memory right in the middle of the fairway, perfectly placed on that speed slot. This is a great example of the risk reward. I hit this so well and did not get as much fade on it as I wanted. It ended up next to the cart path, still a good shot to the green. Now we're at the white tees, and this one is really about risk reward. So while I was shooting this, a couple of groups in front of me teed off from this very tee. And what happens most of the time is there is someone who tries to hit driver here, and they either hook the ball into those trees over there, or their body isn't really into it completely and they spin out and they put it into the trees over there. So again, the safe shot here to start your round is put an iron in the middle of this fairway. Feels so good to be playing from the fairway. Driver here for most golfers is just way too much club. Take a 3-wood or a 5-wood or a 7 hybrid or a 7-wood and get yourself in the middle of that fairway. It's wide open. And so what we're going to do is we're going to hit that safe shot. So I hit a 5-iron off the last tee at the blues. So I'm going to hit a 5-iron here again. And my goal is to really push it past that 150 and get myself into about 120 easy wedge from this white tee. But then I'm going to hit the driver, and then we're going to really try to cut it around the corner and really go for the green. So the mentality, if you're gonna go for it here, you really gotta go for it. And you gotta hit a fade that's gonna travel around that corner, hit that speed slot, and go towards the green. And then you might have a pretty easy wedge layup. Let's check it out. Uh-oh. Kind of scooped it. Get down. Get down. Oh, there it was. That's the ball. All right, that brings us to the forward tees, or the silver tees at Waterford. And here we go. Here's a great risk reward for those that are going off the forward tees. It's wide open, right? And we know that there's a speed slot. We know we're going to get a couple of extra yards out of a good bounce. We call it the Waterford roll here. Most players playing off the forward tees are trying to hit it 200, 220, 225 off the tee. So I'm going to mirror that again with my 5-iron. And then just for a little fun risk reward, I'm going to see if I can drive this green. Let's check it out. I pushed this a little right, and it wound up in a great spot in the fairway with a nice approach to the green. This was a fun shot, and I hit this low. It hit the right side of the front of the green and rolled all the way to the back of the green. So there you have it. There's our first Waterford Challenge, Tee Box Challenge off of number 1. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you learned a little something, and you get your round started off, hit this spot right here in the middle of the fairway, get that par, get the birdie, and move on to the next hole. Until the next one, I'm the English Major Golfer,